The 2026 Mubadala DC Open in Washington, D.C. is a WTA 500 event, one of the most physically demanding stops on the professional tour. For any player, reaching this final is a career-defining moment. Alexandra Eala entered this match as the underdog. In the first set, she was pushed to the limit by the top-seeded American and world number 3, Jessica Pegula, losing 4-6. Then the match shifted. Eala took the second set and proceeded to shut out the world number 3 in the third, winning 6-0 to take the championship. This victory made Alexandra Eala the first tennis player in the history of the Philippines to win a WTA singles title. A result like this doesn't happen by accident. To understand how she dismantled an elite opponent on a global stage, we have to look at the specific way she rebuilt her game to survive the professional tour. In 2022, Eala was already a star in the junior ranks, having captured the U.S. Open girls singles title. At that stage, her career was defined by promise, but the transition from junior success to the professional tour is often where the most talented players stall. The professional ranks are a graveyard for former prodigies who struggle to match the physical intensity of veteran players. Athleticism is the entry fee, but it isn't the solution. Crossing this gap requires a complete overhaul of a player's physical conditioning and tactical discipline to handle the speed of the professional game. Eala's professional journey began far from the bright lights of DC. She started in the ITF circuit, playing $15,000 and $25,000 events on quiet courts against experienced journeymen. This is where she encountered the heavy ball. Unlike the flatter shots in junior tennis, professional veterans hit with a level of topspin that causes the ball to dip sharply and kick violently off the baseline, requiring much more strength to return. To counter this, Eala focused on building the endurance needed for long rallies and developed a left-handed forehand that allowed her to dictate the pace of the point. These early matches were often 3-set marathons. They didn't just earn her ranking points, they developed the physical resilience she would eventually need for the main WTA tour. As her fitness improved, her ranking rose. She moved into the WTA 125 level and began securing wins against players ranked in the top 100. But there was another factor that accelerated her growth, representing the Philippines in the Billie Jean King Cup. On the tour, a player competes for themselves, but in national play, Eala became the face of a country's tennis ambitions. Playing under that kind of national scrutiny forced her to stay composed in high-pressure moments, earning her a reputation as a player who performs best when the stakes are highest. This experience served as a buffer. By the time she faced the top seeds on the WTA tour, she was already used to the weight of a nation's expectations. In Washington, the tools Eala developed on the ITF circuit and the national stage were finally tested against the top of the WTA rankings. She opened the tournament by coming back from a set down to defeat Qinwen Zheng. In the round of 16, she played with total composure to beat the defending champion, Leylah Fernandez, in straight sets. She then faced world number 10, Elina Svitolina, using a clinical, tactical approach to neutralize the veteran's aggressive style. Her semifinal match was even more impressive, as she overpowered the 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka. By the time she reached the final, she had already defeated a gauntlet of champions, proving her game could compete at the highest level of the sport. This brings us back to the final match against Jessica Pegula, where Eala was once again a set down against a world-class opponent. Instead of retreating, she relied on the stamina she had built in her early years and the poise she had developed representing her country. Eala's winning adjustment was tactical. As this heat map shows, she used deep defensive positioning to absorb Pegula's power before firing aggressive counterattacks into the corners that Pegula couldn't reach. Winning the third set without dropping a single game against the world number 3 corrected a pattern from previous finals where she had fallen just short. She had developed the capacity to not only compete, but to finish. When Eala lifted the trophy, she wasn't just celebrating a tournament win, she was marking a milestone for Philippine sports. She is no longer just a rising prospect. She has become an established threat that top seeds now hope to avoid in the draw. Alexandra Eala didn't just find her way into the history books. She developed a specific, durable style of play that has earned her a permanent place at the very top of professional tennis.